Dre's like, you the type of high, when you your voice change. I was like, how are you to think that my voice changes like octaves? Like I went from this to talking like this because my airway was trapped. Because sometimes when I forget how to swallow and I forget how to chew. And so, see, I only mess with gummies now. When I mess with anything but gummies, I lose bodily function. And so I don't want to do that. So I'm choking on this burger, but it was the best burger in my life. And Dre and Beasley are sitting there, and they're like, damn, her voice changes when she's high. And I'm like, no, my airway is blocked, and y'all are sitting here laughing at me. And that was the last time I drank THC. Is that what it's called, THC? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the last time I drank it. The cookie did me bad. Mm-hmm. The brownie did me bad.
The cookie had you rocking like in an infant state.
Yeah, I was literally sitting here like this.
You know, we was rocking like this.
The Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Carter getting beamed up.
Yeah, I was tripping. Hey, let me get one of them little situations real quick. I know. I just want a little bit. You ain't even gonna help me with the grip tight. You know I only got one hand. No. Anyway, so he's talking to the demise of his relationship. And Dre's like, well, she said the baby ain't yours. You free. And I'm like, no, you're not. Because she could come back 5 years from now and say, you're the father. Get the DNA test. It proves that you are the father. And now you instantly owe 5 years of back child support. It kills me, especially a man who is $14,000 at its max in debt with child support debt. For that man to be so willy-nilly about establishing paternity was crazy for me to hear. So I'm like, no, you go and establish paternity. You go down to the child support office and you go and get a court order. Because Dre's coming up with all the excuses. What if she don't what if she don't agree? She don't have to agree. Men just hand their rights over and they allow these women to come on the back end. And these women already know what it is, and they're sitting there believing these women who are literally keeping them away from their children and using their children as pawns and tools against them. And they're believing what these women are saying. This man gave me the flu. And so I was like, no, you go establish paternity. And Dre's, he's like, yeah, I understand in that way, but I'm just like, no, you don't let her come up later and establish paternity and it turned out to be your son. And one, you missed 5 years of that child's life. And now at that point, you came to terms with the fact that you don't have a relationship with the child. So it's not that you really don't care about the child, it's you came to terms with the fact that you can't be in the child's life because you're not the father. When you could have just gotten a paternity test when you had an inclination that this wasn't your child. What's good, John Lonnie Appleton? I am a healthy family advocate. If that is your content of choice, please consider following, commenting, sharing, reposting videos with your community so that we can grow. And if you feel so inclined, please consider donating to the tip jar, shopping our merch, boom, and shopping our book. So yeah, I hope he handles his business. And I hope that any men out there, you handle your business as well. You don't want to look up 5 years from now and know that you missed 5 years of your child's life because you believed a woman who was using a child as a pawn against you. You just accepted because it was easier than to deal with the fact that you lost something you love so much. And then, of course, men don't know how to deal with emotions. We write them off as narcissists, but they don't know how to deal in those emotions. They don't know how to express that. They come from a generation where showing your emotions got beat out of you. And we want to write them off as narcissists. My husband might be a narcissist. I know I am. Yeah, females are narcissists too. Check the videos. They're back there. I think it's around the Cleopatra era. I am very much a narcissist. And maybe my husband is, but I like to look at it, he's a man who's never been asked to express any other emotion than the emotions that he's expressed. And he's not comfortable. And I have to accept that and I have to help him through it. And I'm down for it. So y'all label it a narcissist. I label it a black man who was never taught because what was demonstrated to him was to shut down and not talk. And if you do talk and you do cry and you do show emotion, you get beat worse. That's where my husband comes from. So, yeah, I'm not gonna label him nothing. Babe, I need some Claritin. Somebody got me. I can't breathe. You gonna make me go to the store? What time is it? It's 9:47. You could get me in 15 minutes. I can't breathe. Please. Yo, this nigga just Tupac'd me. He said if I died tonight. I said, will you give me some Claritin? He said, ain't that shit $40? I was like, damn, we gonna save $1, but we gonna test our luck with whether you make it through the night if you could breathe. Damn, he did me, y'all. What's good? I'm Lonnie Appleton. I am a healthy family advocate. If that is your content and choice, please consider following, commenting, sharing, posting videos with your community so that we can grow. And if you're so inclined, please consider donating to the tip jar, shopping the merch, as well as shopping my book. Much appreciated, truly. So yeah, just like there's some ain't-ass men out here, there's some ain't-ass women. And they're more prevalent than not because women, one, are raising these men that are out here. So our man problem is a woman problem. Eat it, don't eat it, digest it, that's on you. But those who digest it, we could do the work. I am raising those 2 little boys. Dre is raising those 2 little boys. And I believe they need both sides. Because the world out there ain't like the world in here. And they need to have both sides. But how do you have both sides? It can't be domineering. It has to be communication, teaching, lessons. And so it's figuring out delivery. But they need both sides. Because where this world is going, you got to be able to be tough, but you got to be able to vibrate so high that even in your toughness, you don't drop your vibration. That's where we're going. So he said he'll gamble on my ability to breathe. If I wake up in the morning, or if I die tonight, tonight is tonight. Was that prophetic? Y'all think Tupac is, you think Tupac is dead? Y'all think Tupac is dead? I think he's still alive. I broke down when, I know I'm gonna sleep. If I lay down, I'm drinking my water, but if I lay down, I may lose my breathability. So I must stay erect. But, yeah, I broke down when Kurt Cobain died. Me and all my white classmates. Yeah, I was in the suburbs for one of my stints in Colorado. I did in the suburbs. It was cool. I got to experience a totally different life. And I realized earlier on the live that I've always been the observer in my life. I've always watched my life. I just didn't realize I was watching my life. That's weird, but